Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I've got Kara's son, Giuliano. What do I call you, Giuliano?
Giuliano, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fine.
Giuliano here. He goes by several names.
I do.
He is as you know, the guy that created the Wildberry company.
Yeah, one of the guys, one of the two.
Yeah, it's if you don't know about it, it's a little berry you put in your mouth before you eat, and it makes anything you eat taste sweet for the next half hour or so.
Anything sour, tart, acidic,
Right.
fermented foods, it just adds that amazing flavor of sweetness to it. It's so unique.
Yeah, so it's a great way to consume food that tastes bad, as long as you have a little bit of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar in it. So those really nasty smoothies or whatever it is you can't stand, that's a good way to do it. We have videos on that.
Plus the serving sizes. Okay.
So why is this berry so expensive? Because it's rare or something?
So that's a question that I actually had when I first jumped into the business too. Initially, it was $50 for 5 berries for me when I came in. That's part of the reason why we started this business, to drop the price. So the reason why the berry is so expensive after jumping in the game, I learned, is because production of this berry is so small. You have very few farmers on earth who are actually making these berries. And the reason why there's so few farmers making these berries is because they're ultra perishable, and they also are extremely difficult. There's very labor intensive to create these berries, just based on the humidity levels, the soil conditions, and the amount of water that's needed. Also just the care and the genetics that it takes to really breed this plant in a way that it can thrive year round. So it's extremely difficult. And another thing also is a serving size, as opposed to something like blueberries or strawberries, which is about a pint or a half pint, which goes for about $5, something like that. These berries, a serving is really just a half a berry. So you're not sitting there eating a whole basket of these saying, wow, this is really expensive. You're sitting here just eating a half of a berry, or 2 halves of a berry, depending on how you like it, how potent you want this berry to be, and how much you want this flavor changing effect to really hit you.
So that's all it takes, is half a berry to have the effect of...
Yeah, everybody's taste bud is different. So some people it'll take half a berry, others it might take 2 halves, some people it might take 3. Someone like me, though, my co-founder likes to say I'm a super taster. I take a half a berry, and I can taste it for hours. So for hours, I will have the effect for at least 4 hours. And some people are like that. Some people just need a half. But what I like to recommend for people is to just give it a try, see what works for you, how many berries you have. I usually like to have people start off with 2 halves, and then from there they can figure out if they want to increase or decrease. And usually people just feel like a half is plenty.
So you don't actually eat the thing, right? You don't like just chew it and swallow it.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do.
I thought you dissolve it in your mouth.
Well, you chew it for about 30 seconds, kind of keeping it towards the front of your tongue, just kind of moving around.
You want to get it all over your taste buds. That's the whole point.
But what I've noticed is when you chew with like your front teeth and keep it towards the tip of your tongue, it migrates towards the back of your tongue, whereas opposed to if you try to work it all around your mouth, it kind of all sticks to the back and the front of your tongue is neglected. And that's really where a lot of your taste buds are, around that front area. So you're getting that maximum volume.
So really what you're doing is you're trying to coat the taste buds with the chemical that this berry releases.
It's not a chemical, it's a glycoprotein.
Okay.
So.
Well, anyway, you want to coat your taste buds with...
Yeah, you do.
It's something the berry releases, which makes everything from that moment forward taste sweet, as long as it's activated by a
little glycoprotein that attaches to your taste buds.
But you need a little acid to activate it.
Well, the acid, once you chew it and you swallow it down, then the acid activates it because it works on your
So your food needs a little bit of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar or something like that.
Exactly.
So
some type of acidity.
Right. So if you've got something really nasty, like a dark green juice or something, like kale juice, or I don't know, something.
Yeah, or even dandelion juice.
Yeah, that's something really bitter. Dandelion green juice, smoothie, whatever. Put a little bit of squeeze a lemon into it, or some apple cider vinegar, just a half a teaspoon or something. The acid's good for you anyway, for helping digest the food. So
it's great.
And that's what activates this berry to do its thing, and then you're drinking lemonade for the next half hour, no matter what you're drinking. You can actually, we did a video where I bit into a raw onion, or you can bite into a lemon with the peel and everything. So so that's a good way to get the nasty good stuff down. We have some updates on that. That's why we're making this video. and we have the bottle sizes have changed and
Yeah.
things like that. So go ahead. What do we got? What's the difference between now and what we had?
So it is a little confusing, and initially I was scared to do it just because of this, actually. We had a jar that was 60 servings, and it was what we had originally launched with. It actually had 60 servings when we first started, which is great, but we got all these complaints that because the jar was so big, there was about a half-inch gap. During travel, people would just notice that when they get it, it was filled with all this red dust, and the berries kind of got pulverized, and it really just got...
Just being jostled around too much.
Yeah, I mean, they were completely disfigured, so customers didn't like that. It didn't look like those beautiful berries in the picture. So to counteract that, we decided, all right, we don't want to add these fillers. We don't want to add cotton because that's going to get stuck on the berry. Then you're eating cotton. We don't want to put, all these weird things in there. So we decided, hey, let's just put a few extra berries in there, make the customers happy. It costs us a little extra, but hey, what the heck. After a while, we realized that these few extra berries that we initially were putting in 2 to 3, maybe 4, we ended up having to put 10 to 15 in there because berries come in all shapes and sizes. So because of this extra 15 berries, people were getting an extra 30 servings. Now, don't forget, one berry is 2 servings because we slice it in half and remove the seed. So people were actually getting an extra 30 servings, which was basically, 50% off of the price, 50% extra of what they were getting. And after a while, this really started to reflect on costs. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, okay, we got to do something right now. And again, I didn't want to add any fillers. I didn't want people to have their berry come in contact with some foreign substance. So I decided to do what I was really avoiding, which was decrease the size of the jar. So I reduced it by 1 ounce and noticed that 60 servings fit perfectly in there. Now, the problem with that is we have the same serving size but a smaller jar. So now people are going to freak out and say, wow, you just upped the price. I'm paying the same amount for a smaller quantity, which is just not true. You're actually getting way more berries for a small price. So what we had to do in order to prevent people from getting angry is we dropped the price by $5. Even though we really couldn't afford it, but we said, hey, what the heck? We're not going to just take away the jar size without giving the customer a little compensation. So we reduced the price. It's originally $49.99, and we dropped the price when we reduced the size to $44.99. So it took $5 off.
For what size is it?
For a small jar. This is all for the small jar.
That's something that I think people would get a little confused about because on my site, my prices are a lot lower than your actual company website. And the reason I did this, guys, is because I wanted to help him out. He's Kara's son, and he's got a great product. I believe in it. I think it's going to help people eat healthier foods. So I didn't want to make money on it. I just wanted to help get it out there, help promote it. And so I was selling it at cost. So my prices are a lot lower than his, and that was only I could only do that for so long because prices are eventually going to go up, which they did. So that's kind of why we're making this video, to let you know what's going on.
Exactly. And I didn't want to, another thing, I didn't want to have these prices affect you because I knew if I'm doing this, then you're clearly going to have to get a discount too. So I had to try and lower the price as much as I could for you, which I'm already trying to give you the cheapest price because I love working with Marcus. He has the same ideas as we do in our business. We created this to help people, and that's exactly what Marcus is about, helping people. So I feel like the merger between us doing business together is just a given, and I'm honestly honored to be working with him and being able to help his audience.
So what are the 2 new sizes? You've got
So we actually reduced the size. That's our new small jar, we call it.
It's a 2 ounce size, right?
It's a 2 ounce, and you would not be able to tell the difference. Only size, it looks practically the exact same. It's just a little bit smaller. If you saw pictures of it, you would never be able to tell the difference. And then after that, we decided, hey, why not make a little bit smaller a size? So we cut that in half. It's our 30 serving jar, and we call that the travel jar because you can actually travel with it. You can take it, throw it in your pocket, and just go anywhere with it. It's very thin, the width of a little bit bigger than a cell phone.
And you're selling those better than anything, right?
And really, those are our hottest sellers because it comes at a cheap price. It's $29.99 for us, and it's the cheapest bulk price that we have for per serving. But again, that's for our website. Marcus went around and he's blessing, everybody in the world, and he's actually able to sell that for a lot cheaper. So if you go,
I'm not making money on it, but
exactly, he's amazing.
Well, it's also for diabetics too, right?
It's great for diabetics
because there's no sugar.
There's no sugar in it. There's no sugar in it.
So this is a sweetener that has 0 sugar.
Yeah. So we love to, diabetics. It's wonderful for people living with diabetes because they don't have to have sugar. People with chemotherapy, it gives them their taste buds back that this chemotherapy removes. And kids too, if kids hate the way healthy food tastes, this is a great way to have them eat healthy food, and it's fun also. Crazy experiment.
So that's it. We just wanted to familiarize you with some of the updates. We have the new travel size.
On the go.
Yeah, which is great. You just put it in your pocket and go. So when you're going out, it keeps you eating healthy, hopefully.
That's the goal. That's exactly right.
Well, thanks for being here. I mean, he was here. He's visiting his mom, so I think.
Thanks for having me.
Sit down. Let's do a video.
Couldn't say no.
Maybe we'll do another one. Okay, so that's it for today. We'll see you around, and you can. What's your website? natureswildberry.com, or you could jump on Amazon and take a look at us. But honestly, I would recommend you go to Marcus's website. My site is marcusberry.com. How easy is that? Markus.
marcusberry.com.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Okay, so see you in the next video, guys. See you around.
Later.